Never felt this way before. Yes, I swear this is true. And I owe it all to you.
Hallelujah! It's the gospel, the gospel, the gospel according to Maddie. Sassy, classy, telling Bible stories with a twist so savvy.
Hello and welcome back to the Gospel According to Maddie. My name's Drew. This is Maddie. Thank you for joining us again this week. Thank you for having me.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be here again.
Yeah, and just thank you for always letting me be a part of this. It's fun to sit down for a little while and get into these things, especially lately with, following up Christ-centered Christmas, just being able to hop into different things and really expand what we're talking about so that
Jesus out of the church like he wanted. Oh, he probably feels so sad being locked up in there.
oh, that's true.
He never wanted to be.
Well, I don't think he came back resurrected and was like,
Put me in the church.
put me in the church and leave me there.
Make a religion and control the people with it.
Only think about me when you're in this building. It's actually the complete opposite. Literally always think the people who pushed all those agendas when they get to the gates of heaven. Stupid.
Yeah, and he's going to say,
And you know what's crazy? How mad they are at
you."
themselves, then Jesus forgives them. And now they're just like, he's even a nice guy.
Well, you'll see.
We thought he was going to kill the Romans. He's such a nice guy.
Well,
Hold on, his love is infinite?
he's radical.
His love is bigger than my pockets?
I think people forget how radical Jesus is.
But still, just like, could you
They want
have...
to put him into politics. They want to put him into churches. He didn't want to be in any of it. He stayed away.
Do not lock Jesus up in the bureaucracy.
Yeah, dude, let him be who he wants. He's this radical hippie. Let him be. You remember when
him
Forrest Gump just
be.
runs? Doesn't he run off the football field, just never stops? I've been wanting to rewatch
Is that when he starts?
Since I've been off my pills, I'm ready to watch that movie. It's weird because you'd think that when I was protected and like blinded by these pharmaceutical pills that I'd like want to watch the movie, but now that I have emotions, I want to watch it.
I think it gives you a lot better view on certain, like, you can go back and watch stuff that we just...
I need some Lieutenant Dan in my life. Some Bubba.
Well, and I think there's a lot of messages you can take from that when you don't watch it as, like, I'm glad that I watched it growing up, but I watched it, it was just a good movie. But I think you can take a lot of messages out of a lot of movies that we watched growing up.
We should start a movie marathon today.
A marathon?
Yeah, let's just not stop watching. We've got Forrest Gump, which is a good 3.5, 4 hours. I don't know.
Is it really 3 hours?
Long. It's long.
It's long. I wasn't sure if it was...
Well, let me Google.
Yeah. I wrote a little song for you. And it goes a little something like this. Ooh, I'm blinded by the light. When I'm with you, I get...
None of that was right, but I'll take it. 2 hours, 22 minutes.
Oh,
so
2.5.
A good sign. Yeah, so 2.5. So we got to follow it with The Matrix.
Mm-hmm. And then Interstellar.
Interstellar. I want to watch Eyes Wide Shut.
I don't.
It's a Kubrick movie.
Yeah, that kind of scares me.
No,
I will watch it with you, but that kind of scares me.
What else do we talk about?
Because then Hollywood has Eyes Wide Shut parties.
Oh, I know. That's why I want to watch it.
But that's why it scares me. Because they're actual... If there's anything demonic on this plane, Hollywood. New York City.
Well, yeah. 100%. It's where ego thrives. Think about it, dude. That's Vanity Central.
So I'll never be rich because I don't have an ego?
Well,
that sucks.
No,
Well, I'm rich with not worldly things,
yeah,
but...
you're wealthy where it matters.
Mm-hmm. Do not store your treasures where moths and rust destroy.
And let the dead bury their dead.
That
And
one,
symbolically,
yeah, I need to read into that because,
spiritually dead.
but he's like, hey, I just need to bury what, my dad?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, hey, I just need to bury my dad. And he's like, no, let those losers bury your dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what he's saying?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, yeah, let those
But he says
spiritually
bury
dead
their
people.
dead. How does he know that his dad was spiritually dead? Because he never met him?
Maybe his dad was part
Or
of
do they just
that.
mean the
Whose
spiritually...
dad was it?
It was just somebody he asked to follow him. It wasn't one of the apostles, I don't believe. I think it was just somebody he asked to follow him. He's like, come and follow me. And he's like, but I have to bury my dad.
I
And he
have
goes,
to apprentice my dad.
I have to apprentice my dad. And he goes, let the
the-
dead bury their dead. And then I don't think he ended up following him.
Maybe because his dad was a whore. He probably walked by the brothel one day and saw his dad fucking on a bunch of bitches.
Oh, and he's like, I have to bury my
and
dad.
Then he died of an STD 3 days later. And Jesus is like, dude, it doesn't even fucking matter. Your dad was a nasty ass hoe. Let the dead bury their nasty ass fucking bitches. I'm sorry about my sailing out today. That was really bad, but I do want to say thank you, Jesus, for saving my life again. I have been so freed mentally since I've been off this medication. I feel fucking amazing.
Well, and I think that's the
get high
biggest...
again on my weed. I can laugh until I cry.
I think that's the biggest thing about understanding the message of Jesus is, one, obviously, if you're choosing to follow Jesus, then hopefully you're changing your life of any things that you do negative. But really the biggest thing is actually leaning in and giving yourself to Jesus, giving into the fear of God. You start to realize, if you really can lean into that without God, you're just letting your peace be stolen. And so, people always say, like, being a Christian doesn't make your life easier. If anything, it makes it harder. I don't think it makes your life harder. I think you start to realize how many things were stealing your peace, but you're able to maintain that peace for yourself rather than needing to turn to coping mechanisms that are unhealthy. You now can lean on God when the things get really dark. And so you just start to notice how many dark things can potentially happen, but now you've got somebody to lean on and give that stress to.
Well, and I think a lot of what Jesus is doing when he's healing people is healing, like, the mentally ill people and, like, telling them, like, dude, you know that you're a lot stronger than you think. Like, take up your mat and walk, dude. Quit being paralyzed by fear.
Well, but also just the power that we do have inherently. You know, if your arm falls off, you're probably not going to regrow your arm. If you break your arm, you might need a cast. I'm not saying that, but you've got these things afflicting you that might just be a symptom of, well, really, you could break it down. Stress can give you a heart attack. Stress can...
Oh, yeah. There's so many physiological things that can happen from just your thoughts. Your thoughts can kill.
Maybe the leprosy examples are a little different rather. But, when he tells him to take up his mat and walk, it's like your attitude is hurting your body.
Yes.
You are destroying your temple.
Got this. You've got this. You've got the kingdom within you. Get up and go. Go and sin no more. Like, you've got this. Like, you can do better.
And what did you say? You said it more elegantly, and I'm hoping you remember, but you said the definition of sin is just losing the plot.
The mark.
Yeah. Thank you. So go and sin no more. Quit living wrong.
Yeah. And
he's
not condemning you forever, and he's not saying you need me to save you.
Well, but he's also not saying, like, these people are out here murdering and raping. These people are living wrong, living for the wrong thing, and then you get this unnecessary stress and the harm to your body. And you're probably, maybe drinking a little bit more than you should be, or like nothing wrong with having a drink. If you go too far, you're doing damage to your body. If you can even work out too hard. You have to live the right way. And it's so easy to miss the mark without killing people, without being an adulterer, without being gluttonous. You can still miss that mark. And I think that's one of the best things I've heard recently, is realizing like I really need to dig into not only the original translations, like what these words were translated from, but what the definitions of these words meant. Things have changed so much. You've got, I think what it is it's European English or British English, whatever the term is, UK English. A fag, hey, can I bum a fag, is a cigarette. But if you said but a European person comes to America and they say, hey, can I bum a fag? And people start giggling and laughing and throwing slurs and speaking derogatorily. When in their culture, it means, can I have a cigarette? I need a stogie.
I need a cig, dude.
Yeah. And so I need to start going back and looking, maybe even into Old English, and understand the definitions of these things, because we're probably missing the mark on translating this stuff, because we want it to be easy to read. We want it to flow. We want it to be a story. It's okay if the story's hard to read if you're not muddling the meaning too much. So I really want to get into this year comparing not only the original text, but what these translations are in English.
Well, because it's been completely fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just stuff like, I'm not saying everything that's been removed is something that's essential, but being able to read as much of the books that aren't included to hopefully get a better understanding. Maybe there is a good reason this one's not in here. Maybe this one's not in here for a bad reason, and we're just told that we shouldn't read that one because, we put these labels on things, or we call things. If enough years go by that somebody calls something mysticism, then eventually people will stop reading it to find out if it is mysticism. You'll eventually understand that hopefully your parents aren't lying to you. Hopefully the church isn't lying to you. Hopefully the person giving you the sermon today isn't lying to you, that you really don't need to read that book and that there's a reason it's not in your King James Bible. But maybe there isn't a good reason. So I want to get into that and explore those things, because I'm very quick to defend the divine inspiration of the Bible. But then to find out, a year later that there's individuals that are responsible for doctrines that I grew up hearing as just gospel truth.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that have been developed way after Jesus that I grew up thinking was a teaching of God, a teaching of Jesus, but ended up being
just people's own,
potentially just a man. Yeah, not even divine inspiration.
interpretations.
Yep, not even a divine inspiration. Just somebody was like, well,
I feel really bad about that.
I had a bad experience one time.
Everyone else should.
We all suck.
Yep.
I had a bad day last Tuesday.
I murdered a few people. We were born sinful.
Yeah, we suck. I killed some people. That's all of us.
That's on all of us now.
That's on all of us. That.
Not my fault.
No.
Because it's all of our fault.
Adam. Why did you make me?
Adam's fault.
Why did you make me kill those people, Adam?
Dude.
I hate when you do that. Something I just considered as you're gathering your thoughts. Something that just came into my mind is, we've talked about the tribulation. We've talked about there not being necessarily this ultimate tribulation, that as long as us humans are on this earth, we're going to have these periods.
Mm-hmm.
I think tribulation might be a good descriptor of just it's a really common phrase that people use, this is going to be the end of life as we know it.
Yes.
So these tribulation periods really seem to follow, let's say like Roman rule falling, or Romans coming into power, or, the Jews leaving Egypt. That's a perfect one.
Mm-hmm.
These periods of life as we know it is over.
Yes.
But it's not the world ends, just our world has come to an end.
Yep, absolutely. 100%.
So I think that's starting to make a lot more sense,
Yes.
that view of that, where people view these things as warnings for next year we're all going to blow up. But I think it's just these things that happen because you think about, like, after the Bible was written, after the Bible was put together, you have the Black Plague run through Europe. It's surprising we have so many people on the planet today because of how many Europeans were wiped out during that Black Plague. I mean, it was a crazy percent of the population.
Really?
I don't want to misquote anything, so I'm not going to throw out any numbers, but it was a crazy percent of the population, at least the European population. And it spread a lot further than I realized east. I don't know if it made it, necessarily as far as like Asia, but.
Well, dude, I don't know why people think that life just goes on how it always has been forever, like every empire falls. Sorry about it. Tell me an empire that hasn't fallen.
I'm not allowed to say that.
You are not allowed.
It's not what you're thinking, but I'm not allowed to say it.
What is it?
The Vatican.
You're right.
Rome turned into the Vatican.
You're fucking right. You know what I was talking to my friend Nathan about?
What?
That we turned into Rome too. Like, we're a little mini Rome.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit we have is fucking Roman.
Well, and the stuff that we do, like, the Washington, D.C., it's not a state. We have 50 states, and then just this thing that controls America.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has different rules.
Dude.
There's just this place that's inside a country, just like the Vatican. There's just this place that everybody who runs the shit hangs out in. And that's not even me being conspiratorial. I don't care that Washington, D.C. is this like sovereign nation or whatever it is. I just find it interesting realizing as an adult, you hear these things, you're taught these things as a kid, but realizing as an adult, like, think about the, like the gated community in your neighborhood. And those are the ritzy people. And, they're always worried about like having the cross hatching in their lawn, and their HOA is the best thing in the world. Just imagine those people make all of the rules for the entire city you live in. It's interesting, like obviously you've got like your local governor or whatever, but they get a little piece of mail in the mail that says like, so these are the bills you're going to pass this year. And you're like, okay. Big tobacco comes and slips a 50 in your pocket. You're like, oh, hey, smoking doesn't kill.
No, we're good with that. We're fine.
Smoke.
Put some more ads out.
Put some more advertisements.
Everyone should be smoking. Fill your lungs with the smoke. It doesn't matter.
I don't know if it's true. I haven't fact checked, but I heard a rumor that we're the only Western country that allows advertisements for medication.
Oh, me too. I knew that. I'm probably the only one that gives incentives to doctors that get those.
You want to know something crazy? This has nothing to do with our message today. You want to know something crazy?
Do it.
There is a medication for... Well, actually, I think there's just multiple medications. So there's just this one particular one that I heard the instance, and then I looked into it. Because I was like, there's no fucking way, right? We manufacture a drug. We make it. We can't sell it to Americans.
Wait.
So we made it. We can't sell it here. So we export it to Canada. And then we import it to America for $10,000 a pill.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
We make it.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
We make it.
Pharmaceuticals suck.
Can't sell it here.
You know what? I'm done.
Oh, you made a drug in America? No. No. Are you insane?
That's so stupid.
Yeah. How would you even think your tribe found a plant? No, you're going to have to give it to another tribe and then pay more for it to come back.
Yeah, fuck your tribe, dude. You better help that tribe out by giving them.
Yeah, you need to import it there, so you're probably paying them to import it.
You know what? That's the smartest thing I've ever heard. I've never heard something that smart.
No.
That is genius level thinking, you guys. Genius level thinking. Make 10 of them.
The problem is that I don't quite remember the parable of the capitalist system.
Fuck no,
The
dude.
one where Jesus says what you should do is make like chairs, for example, right? I don't remember the parable where Jesus says there was a man who made chairs and he was a very good craftsman. And so he exported his crafts to another county and then re-imported them for more. I don't remember that one. So it's a good way of doing business. I just don't think it really hits at the core of what, if I was sitting down and I was making, like, I like video games. One of my favorite games of all time is Spore, but I always wish that there was a game that you could create a world and like do, make living things and see how society would work. There's some that have tried, but I guess I just want more. And when I play those games, my first thought isn't, I wonder who's going to be the healthcare CEOs. It's, why are all these people fighting that I just made? Because life is just hard-coded for humans to hate unequivocally. You've ever heard of unconditional love? Humans are, people like to say humans are born with original sin. Humans are born with the capacity for unconditional hate. You can actually hate something or somebody for literally no reason. They've done nothing to you, hate them. Somebody told you to hate somebody, you have the capacity to do that. But you know what else you have the capacity to do? Like and subscribe.
Yeah, baby. You better like and
Share
subscribe.
on Instagram.
Turn on notifications. Hit that bell
Hit that bell icon.
I'm going to ding it right now.
Become a
Ding,
channel
ding,
member
ding,
for
ding.
$5 a month.
What the hell? We do not promote anything like that.
Join our Patreon, $500 a month.
That's $500 though.
Yeah, we do.
Patreon is $500.
Yeah, we don't promote anything, but the Patreon is $500.
If you do want to do the behind the scenes, there are some.
Well, you can do
bloopers, maybe.
For the behind the scenes tier, you do have to pay the $1,000. We're doing a Kickstarter. I need a Corvette Stingray. So we are doing a Kickstarter for $250,000. It is set up where whatever gets donated, I do get to keep. If we don't hit the goal, then,
we're just being honest.
I might just get a base model Corvette.
There's literally no reason to lie anymore about why you're putting up these things, We need new cars. And we don't even need them, we want them.
Yeah, that's
that's also
if we're going to bear full honesty.
Yeah.
I've got a vehicle that works just fine.
Yep, mine does too.
But, you know what's better than a vehicle that works just fine?
A Porsche 911.
2 Porsche 911s that also work just fine. How much is my yearly maintenance bill right now? A few $100s. How much could my yearly maintenance bill be? $10,000.
Yeah. No, I'm actually looking forward to the day that it is.
The only reason I show up here, the only reason I respond yes to the text message, would you like to film with me today, is I need to maintain my lifestyle of overspending, owning things that I have no business owning, and making sure that my life on Earth is as comfortable as it can be.
That's... I'm with you. I'm literally right with you. I'm right with you. I can't wait for the day that I am spending $10,000+ on a purse.
I can't wait for the day.
I'm just going to cut you off
Yeah.
there. I fucking hate designer purses. Because I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry. I need to stop because that sounds like I'm judging people, but fuck. $10,000, I could buy a lot of kush with that.
Don't judge people, just judge the companies that make them. Because
I'm judging the people charging. That's what I'm judging. The people that think it's okay to charge $10,000 for a bag.
well, here's the thing:
Suck
is I'm
my
not.
wiener.
Here's the thing: is I like I'm not even judging the people. I'm just judging the fact that we've allowed things to get to a point where people feel comfortable asking. So if we
Yeah, dude.
even say like you've got a well-paying job, not like high end, but like you've got a well-paying job. Let's say you're making $20 an hour. Somebody charging you $10,000 for a purse is 500 hours before tax of your life. 500 hours of your time on this planet for one purse. Now, obviously, the people buying $10,000 purses are en masse rich. But there are people who want the status and they blow 500 hours of their life or more on things because they think that they need to be viewed in a certain light because of the world that we've built. The social media image of men and women and the bar that you're never able, like, it's somehow always something. You grow up and you've got to be pretty, and so you get plastic surgery. And then you get a little bit further down the line and, you've got too much submucosal fat. So now you're removing fat. And it just somehow that pylon just keeps moving up the field, that no matter how hard you try, you're never pretty enough for primetime television. And then at some point, I feel like every single person on this planet gets to a point, even if it's the moment of their last breath, that they finally realize, like, oh, I ended up old anyway.
Oops.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not ugly. It just, I am a human. I can now reflect the life that I live. You're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you shouldn't, as we've talked about before with Jesus talking about fasting and saying, when you fast, don't hold up a sign that says I'm starving, feed me.
Maybe you need to do that.
Maybe you need to do that.
Every once in a while.
Maybe it's in your contract. But it's okay to have these scars and these wrinkles in your forehead and the laugh lines. If you get through your whole life and you don't have a bunch of wrinkles in your face, it means that you weren't emoting, and you especially weren't emoting positively. I meet a lot of just stern people in my day-to-day life, and they get through their life and they enjoy their life, but people think I'm so crazy for being animated and for laughing and for singing and for just having fun. But the fact of the matter is, I want to get to the end of this, no matter how long or short it is, and know that all of the moments that I could choose to be happy, I was, because I've spent time not enjoying it. And what's the point in not enjoying it? Oh no.
Well, this will completely flip our topic, but I was thinking about the rapture and how I was like, God never raptured anyone. And how I said, people are probably going to say, oh, Enoch, oh, Elijah.
Yeah.
I'm reading right now, Genesis 6. Pull out your Bible, please, because I'd like to know what the King James says.
Genesis 6?
Yep. It's the end of Genesis 5. I'm so sorry.
No, it's not Genesis 50.
Not Genesis 50, Genesis 5. Now, years people lived in the Bible, not anything to do with age. Not actually. We didn't live 900 years at all. Sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you.
Then why did God limit the lifespan to 120 years if we weren't living 900?
Okay. Okay. Hang on. I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Um,
But we're at the end of 5?
the end of 5.
Okay, perfect.
Numbers are used absolutely fucking symbolically in the Bible. So the higher the number, the kind of closer they were aligned with God. And then I'm almost thinking when they say died, because listen to this. Like, when Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked faithfully with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God. Then oh my God, then he was no more because God took him away. But then, okay, we're going to read Methuselah. He lived 187. Okay, and then it's going to go altogether. Methuselah lived a total of 969 years. Then he died. Now, I'm almost thinking this is a spiritual death. You've died. You almost made it, and then you died to your ego. I mean, you died to your soul, and then you became your ego, right? Because Enoch living 365 years, have you ever read the book of Enoch? It's all about the calendar. It's all the solar calendar. That's what he talks about in his book. And then he lives 365 years. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This ain't no, I'm sorry. The people didn't live, they've never lived that long. It's symbolic. It's very symbolic.
Well, then what's a year?
What do you mean, what's a year?
What's a year? If they didn't live 900 of them, then what are they?
I don't know what you're asking. You gotta kind of.
So in somebody lives 900 years. If it's not 900 rotations around the sun,
This has nothing to do with even how many years they live. It doesn't, it has nothing.
so what did they live 900 of? What?
There wasn't 900 of anything. It was
So
how
what's it written
aligned they
for?
were to God. Okay. In the ancient world, including Mesopotamia, inflating lifespans was a common literary technique to honor heroes or show their proximity to the divine. A minority view argues that these ages were literal. But that's not how they wrote the book, unfortunately.
Who
The
wrote?
book is, the whole book is, I don't think we know, but that's how they wrote. Everything is symbols and metaphors in the Bible. Like, we have to completely shut down any sort.
But I'm wondering why. If that's symbolic, then why are we limited to our closeness to God? Why do I get punished by...
No, I don't. No, you have to forget it. They didn't live that long, Drew.
I know what you're saying. What I'm asking is, I can only get 120 years close to God.
They honestly,
Why am I limited by everybody else's shortcomings?
okay. I think you think that someone ever lived 900 years.
I think that you said that somebody was 900 years close to God. 900 close. Well, I'm just going to remove the years. They were 900 close to God. Why can I only get 120 close to God? That's all I'm asking, because it physically says in the Bible.
If they wrote about you, yes, but I think now, like...
Now
okay.
Man will only live 120 years.
Okay,
so you can only get 120 close to God. Why?
Before the flood stories, lifespans are absurdly long, 900 plus years. That era is mythic, archetypal, cosmic time stuff. Think of Age of Origins, not modern biology.
Mm-hmm.
The 120 years marks a shift from mythic time to human time, from symbolic immortality to mortality with limits, from chaos to ordered life. Okay. Symbolically, 120 equals completion. In Hebrew numerology, 3 equals divine, 4 equals earthly, 10 equals completeness. 3 times 4 times 10 equals 120. So symbolically, 120 means a complete human life lived between heaven and earth. Not everyone will hit 120, but this is the full arc of human life. So it's kind of saying that we couldn't be living in La La Land forever. Am I saying that right? Symbolically, what a full human life is. Practical reality, humans have real limits. We'll have to do a full-ass numerology episode because that shit goes wild. And this is like
I
ancient.
don't believe in witchcraft.
Your mother is witchcraft. That's not fucking witchcraft.
She's not
That's
witchcraft.
not fucking lick my balls, Drew. I'm so... Oh my...
My mom is not witchcraft.
I'm gonna go nuts right now.
That's fine.
I will lose it.
That's fine.
Oh, look at this picture.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't have like a...
Artist rendition of the high priest's garments.
Ooh. Oh, just the clothes.
Can you see that? Is that a good...
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Hold on.
Hold on, can we get a good...
Technical difficulties? Yep.
Okay.
A good thumbnail. Can we get a thumbnail, guys?
Can we get a... Okay, well, you know what, Drew?
Yeah.
Nobody was living to 900 years. There's
No. So my whole thing...
We'll have to get into
it.
all the numbers.
That's what I was going to say. We'll have to look into everybody's lifespan that's mentioned because, like, I fully understand what you're saying. I'm just curious why then 120? But we'll just have to look and see what the other numbers would mean. To see if it... Is that the tabernacle?
That's the tabernacle.
That's so cool that they have a thing of that because I just saw a video about that. And what it was made of?
Yeah. Dude, shit goes wild. Again, we gotta go full symbolism here.
Well, I want to be...
Who said what?
I want to be leading people out of Egypt so I can have that much gold too.
I actually think about that sometimes. I think about that a lot. I also think about the fact that God never raptured anybody in the Bible. I guess that takes me back to my point I was going to make with Enoch. Like his lifespan, 365 years, that's totally, like, duh, that's obviously symbolic. And anyway, then it says he walked with God because he was no more. What does yours say?
Is that...
Yeah, the end of 5.
And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him.
Okay. See, so that there's nothing in there that says, oh, God took him through the clouds.
Well, I want to read if there's a Greek of... Because I'm still learning the history and like what manuscripts things are from. If there's a Greek of Genesis, if the Greek goes that far back, I'd love to read that verse and see, because the word that's translated into rapture is rapturos, which just means to be taken up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so I think...
But things are so contextual. So, like, it might say, and Enoch was...
taken up.
And Enoch, rapturos, or however that would be used in the Greek.
Yeah.
But that literally just said, it basically just means God took him, I think is how that word translates out. So, like we've been talking about, we made the joke about, we're going to become, um, what is it? Polylits or something like that, where you just know a bunch of language. But I would like to look into the Greek and Hebrew to see what those,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I think
But does Revelation not say that people will be taken up?
no.
It doesn't.
No, I know.
Okay.
No, there's nothing really because again, Drew,
Well, no. I was
remember
just
how we
curious.
talked
Mhm.
remember how we talked earlier like Revelation could have been placed anywhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was just curious if it said in there
I'm
that people would be
I
taken
don't
up.
know, 99% sure it doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay.
I don't know where people get that because God never did. Yeah, like he didn't rapture the Israelites out of Egypt before the plagues. Like they even had to go through the motherfucking plagues. He didn't even let them out of Egypt before he plagued Egypt. So you're not getting out of this shit, okay? The Bible is stories over and over again about how people suck. I'm sorry. It's how people get so into their egos and forget any humanity. And then they rise into power and start shitting on everybody. And then the shit gets so piled that the bridge collapses. And then people rebuild and it happens over and again and it happens over. It's like the water cycle. It's like the water cycle, but it's the empire cycle, okay? It's gonna happen. Their empires rise and empires fall. It's gonna happen over and over again.
All of these kingdoms become great, and then they forget God, or they put God to the side,
Yep.
and then they fall, and then all of the
Yep.
people left over come back to God, and then they build a kingdom. And that's just what history is. Even America was built on the
Yep.
principles of God and
fuck governments.
well, yeah, and then we just started removing God from things and separating God from things.
Yep.
And
Yep, absolutely.
and all of a sudden now, you see this resurgent as things are getting so bad for everybody, you see this resurgence of God. And I don't think that's coincidental. I don't think people just randomly come back to God. I think people start to realize that one, there's no benefit to having an atheistic worldview, and two, there's a lot more community when you are looking out for other people and what you're doing to other people rather than looking out for yourself and what you're doing for yourself.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it with my chest. My whole chest. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it straight to the camera's face, too.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Literally, I could give a fuck if you broke your elbow. Dude.
Sorry, that's a really popular video from when we were growing up. There's this kid with a cast in his class, and either him or his friend is filming, and then there's this kid, and he's got his arm over the back of the chair, and he's like, they must have been saying stuff to him, and he goes, you know what? I'm gonna say it. And they go, say it. And he goes, I don't care that you broke your elbow. And I was like, damn, that hurt.
That's fucked up to say to someone.
But they clearly were bullying him if
Yeah.
he got to the point that he told them,
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
What if you got to God's throne? What if you got to God's throne and to his side is Jesus and he looks at you and he and he looks at you and he says, not everybody who says, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of God. I don't care. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
No, me too. I keep breaking. and he looks at you and he says, I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I don't care.
How will you feel then? That's why I ask you. Well, the good book asks you. I just repeat the words because I don't claim any divinity. That's why I try to encourage you to not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Because you wouldn't want Christ to tell you that he didn't care that you broke your elbow.
What I was going to say
Yeah,
is...
that's so crazy.
We got to stop looking at Jesus as this like guy that wore a suit and went to church. He whipped the shit out of the Pharisees when he went to the church. But what I wanted to say was we need to start looking at Jesus as our stoner hippie friend because that's what he was. Okay? Literally. That's what he was. I'm sick of it. Drew, I know. Yeah, you can live in your perfect little, oh, Jesus was this little, forget about it. Read his words. That sounds like a hippie to me. Sounds like your little stoner hippie friend.
Hippie's fine. I just don't.
Yeah, that's cool if you want to say Jesus was a person. He was allowed to smoke weed. And I don't care what anybody says. I literally don't care what you say out there. I don't care. God probably wanted to smoke a little kush when he came down here. I'm not going to fucking lie about it. Why not have a little bit of the physical earth experience while you're here? Don't get to get high in heaven. What's wrong with a little ganja?
I mean, it is a green plant and it does bear seed.
Absolutely. He said it from the beginning.
No, I mean, it meets the...
Genesis 1:29. It's going to be my pot strain.
Yeah, he literally said, and I give you all of the green plants that bear seed.
Absolutely.
Because I was like, well, it is green, but... And then I was like, well, no, it makes seeds.
Oh, baby. I think he put that in there specifically.
He was like, in 2026,
Just remember...
there's going to be a video being recorded. And somebody's going to need this. They're going to need this.
All I'm saying is...
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not the craziest...
Reread the red letters and tell me that he's not a stoner hippie friend.
It's not the craziest thing in the world because I know that there's evidence of the early Chinese empires using it, and I believe this is the one where I can't put my foot down. I believe that the Egyptians also used it.
People have been using weed forever.
Well, I was going to say, like, we don't know anything, but I'm sure Mesopotamia was using it, and that's the cradle of civilization. So, no, I'm not going to sit here and be that staunch. I just, you know.
I'm sorry, you think that he got done whipping the shit out of the Pharisees and didn't want to go choke one down after that? I would have been like, dude, I need to smoke. I'm sorry, Mom. I know you hate me, but I don't care anymore. I'm saying it. I'm sorry. I know I should obey my parents. My mom doesn't think I should talk about drugs.
Honor your parents.
My mom doesn't think I should talk about drug use, but this is a cannabis plant, my mom. It's reread Genesis 1:29 with me. Let's go back to it. Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food.
So it does say we should eat them.
And I've been eating gummies, baby.
As long as you don't make any crazy claims like the bread that he broke at the Last Supper was infused.
It might have been... No. I don't know what you could infuse in the...
God actually really doesn't like drunkenness, but he is okay with tinctures. That was the distinction with that whole Noah story. Because it was Noah that his daughters... Am I wrong? Noah was assaulted by his daughters.
No, Lot was assaulted
by his daughters after they escaped.
Lot was assaulted by his daughters.
My apologies.
It was a assault.
He was essayed. Because I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore. We gotta,
Oh, I have to talk in
for
context.
the
I have to talk in
monetization.
symbols and metaphors. Yeah,
They
Lot.
laid with Lot.
They did.
Well, actually,
They
the Bible
actually
has.
roofied Lot,
Oh,
and they didn't roofie him, but they gave him a lot of wine. But I think they probably slipped a little roof in there.
well, here's the thing: is the Bible actually gives us the perfect word for censoring.
Okay.
They got Lot drunk, and then they knew him.
That's really what it says.
Yeah, I don't know if it's King James, but there's verses where they talk about
Knowing someone.
yeah, that's
Let
what
me
they mean.
see what this says here.
Because I think in my Bible when it talks about Mary and Joseph,
Yeah.
it says that and Joseph did not know her until he was conceived
Oh.
or until he was born.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
If
Genesis
everybody wants to pull their Bibles out and turn to Genesis chapter 19.
19.
This is chapter 19, verse 30. Is where we're beginning, but I mean, I'm not going to read the whole thing. The verse 32. Let's get our father to drink wine and then sleep with him and preserve our family line through our father. That night they got their father to drink wine, and the older daughter went in and slept with him. He was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up. The next day the older daughter said to the younger, "Last night I slept with my father. Let's get him to drink wine again tonight, and you can go in and sleep with him so we can preserve our family line through our father." So they got their father to drink wine that night also, and the younger daughter went in and slept with him. Again, he was not aware of it when she lay down or when she got up.
Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also. And go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both the daughters of Lot with child by their father. I hope that's symbolic.
The whole getting your father pregnant. Getting
That's
pregnant?
not what I meant by apprentice your dad.
Start apprenticing your dad. Symbolically.
Getting your father pregnant?
Symbolically. Dude, and you know what? I'm going to say even something more heretic.
Okay. Yeah!
I think Joseph and Jesus were doing a lot of shrooms. From 12 to 18. I mean, 12 to
Joseph,
12 to 30.
Jesus' dad?
Yeah. I think apprenticing your dad, I think
Mm-hmm.
I think that was like doing a lot of shrooms and like really diving deep into meditation.
He didn't learn how to be a carpenter at all.
He learned how to carpenter people's hearts together.
He learned how to build
You
a
know?
kingdom.
Exactly.
Dang.
Yep.
Dang.
That's the kind of apprenticing he was doing, dude.
Yeah. So then he got onto his first job when he turned 18. And he was like, fuck. I've been learning
Yeah,
the
they're
wrong
like-
stuff. He shows up ready
He shows up shrooming.
No, he shows up ready to give a sermon, and they're like, here is your hammer.
And he's like, fuck.
So the parable of the two men in the field, here's your hammer.
Do you guys have any shrooms?
Here's your hammer.
Okay, well, I was thinking at one point that I could have a hammer.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to hammer something.
Here's your hammer.
Hammer time. Bam.
No. Can't touch this.
That might not make it in, actually.
No, none of that's the whole episode is scrapped. We're doing it for...
We're doing it live.
Yeah.
We're
Do it
doing
live.
it for all the charities that
Do it live.
don't exist yet, because
We haven't founded them.
exactly. One's going to be called Maddie's Pocket, where it just goes straight into my pocket. Yeah, you can donate at the link below.
My LinkedIn is just all of my donation links.
It's just donation link after donation link. An Amazon wish list thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a registry, but it's not for
A
getting
P.O.
married.
box.
I have a registry. It's not for getting married or for having a baby. Just for things that I want.
Yeah. You have a quarterly registry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then we'll do an unboxing quarterly as well.
Here's everything that I got bought this month.
Here's everything that you bought me for the past 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
3 months
Yeah.
times 4 is 12.
3 months times 4 is 12 months.
I'm okay. Do you remember Narnia? And
Yeah.
what are those things that she offers him?
Turkish delight.
Oh my god. I want to eat that.
I thought I wanted to eat it. Apparently it tastes like rose.
Oh, lick my balls, dude? Wait. No?
Yeah, it's got like rose.
Okay, I was imagining cherry
Yeah.
With-
or like strawberry.
with powdered sugar around it.
Like sugar. Like, no, it's this little confection that has rose essence or something.
That makes me want to vomit.
Well, maybe it's good.
Well, you know
You ever
what?
smell the rose?
You know what would be better?
What?
Cherry.
You could probably make it.
I'll make it right now.
That'd be crazy if you just had everything for Turkish
All you
delights.
need to do is, it could also be good is if you made it with cinnamon. Get yourself some cinnamon bears, melt the shits down, or get yourself some cherry slices, melt the shits
Well, the
down.
texture that I'm imagining, you could also get away with like lemon. Like a lemon bar almost.
But like, I'm always imagining the texture to be like a softer cherry slice.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah.
really soft, I think, is what it.
That's why I say melted
It's
down.
hard, but it's still like it's got a lot of give. It's
Right.
not. I don't think they're like
Okay.
gummy.
You ever roasted on a fire starburst?
Like
Yeah,
that.
like that.
Mm-hmm. But cold
Yeah, but cold.
or room temperature, I guess.
Well, I don't know how this is all working physics-wise, but we'll get there.
Yeah. The physics of Turkish delight. Brought
I
to
want to
you
watch
by
Narnia with my Turkish delights that I'm gonna make.
Narnia is a great thing to bring up because Aslan is a allegory for Jesus.
Well, we should watch it. I also want to watch The Matrix.
Apparently a lot of them. Apparently they're all.
Well, it is C.S. Lewis.
Is C.S. Lewis a Christian?
Yeah, hella Christian.
Oh. What else did C.S. Lewis do?
Curious George. And he also, on top of that, did Pretty Little Liars.
What?
No, I'm joking.
I was like, holy cow. I knew the Curious George, but you said Pretty Little Liars. I was like, well, it could have been. C.S. Lewis actually wrote Twilight. Under the pseudonym Stephanie Meyer.
Can you imagine? I do have a theory that Jesus wrote The Lord of the Rings under a pseudonym. I don't know.
J.R.R. Tolkien. Does have a J.
You ever looked up what Tolkien means?
No.
Hang on.
I thought you had.
No.
Yeah. You're like, oh, no, I thought so. J.R.R. Tolkien. Welcome to the Tolkien. We've got fun and games. We've got everything you want, baby. We've got the chains. Welcome to the Tolkien. Welcome to the...
The name likely comes from Low Prussian word Tolk, meaning interpreter or negotiator. I'm telling you, that is my conspiracy theory of the day. That J.R.R. Tolkien is Jesus. He wrote the books, put them out, secretly. And he said, hold on to this. That's part of what he told one of his apostles. It's why everyone freaked out when it was Judas. It's why they wanted to kill him, because it was Judas that had it. When Judas ran,
He dropped the manuscript.
well, when he hung himself, I'm sorry. No, but no. I don't know how it lasted that, well, the Bible has lasted that long, so yeah, that was kept under wraps until hang on. Yeah, that was kept under wraps until 1954. Jesus said, wait about 1900, maybe 1920 years, I don't know. Not sure.
That's crazy.
Around that, but I don't know, just think about this. The Fellowship of the Ring? Come on. Symbolically? The two towers? The two temples? Dude? The return of the king? All I'm saying is you guys need to look into that a little bit more. It's a solid theory that I have going, isn't it?
Well, and I think we had talked about how Lilo and Stitch is actually the story of Job. Just
It is.
a Disney animated story to...
Easily.
Actually, they'd never do that.
Well, it was good to see you guys this week. We'll see you next week for our episode on zoo animals.
Here's a little spoiler.
What were those zoo plates called? Do you remember what I'm talking about? Zoo Pals.
Thank you.
Zoo Pals.
Zoo
For our
Pals. 'Cause
join
Zoo
us
Pals-
next week for our episode on Zoo Pals.
Because Zoo Pals make eating fun. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening, and thank you for just taking a moment out of your life. I really appreciate it. And once again, thank you for having me.
Out.